Baby, come give me something, oh.
Hey you guys, so I'm really excited to be back here and to have a video for you guys. So if I pan from looking at you guys over there to looking here, it's because that's where my face is and it feels better to talk to myself versus out into the open expanse of my room. I'm excited to be here because I really wanted to make a video of a new piece of luggage that I've gotten. Now, because it is coronavirus time and like our country's facing this, well, not even our country, our world, I'm sorry, is facing this crazy pandemic. It's a really tough time for a lot of people, and I've really loved seeing how much content and creativity that a lot of creators have been putting out into this space, and I figured why not be one of them? Why not create some content that I've been wanting to create? And because literally no one's traveling now, and if they are, hopefully it's just for like extreme and like serious purposes at this point, because you know everything is starting to shut down and a lot of flights are closing and there's just a lot of craziness happening. So all of that being said, I figured that by the time that all of this has kind of calmed down and hopefully things have gotten back to normal and we have structures in place for how we're rebuilding businesses and how we're just navigating through our lives post coronavirus pandemic, I thought that it might be nice to do a review of something that I've been wanting to review for a bit and also has been like one of my favorite purchases. And I think that so many of us are going to be like itching to travel. I'm already itching to travel, and obviously that's not going to be an option for a while. I figured that showing you guys this bag, which has become like my work bag, but also my carry-on travel bag, would be the perfect thing to do a review video on because it actually serves great purpose and I've been loving it. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you to my BEIS work tote bag. It's super cute. It's pretty large, and I'm doing an empty bag tour, bag review for you guys today. I can do another one if anyone's interested or if I just feel like it. It'll be a tour of what I do whenever I am traveling versus when I'm just taking the bag to go co-work or to go to a meeting or something of those sorts. But I love it because it fits my 15-inch MacBook. I have a pretty large head, so if you want to kind of like put it in comparison to my head, but it is a big bag. So I'll show you guys from the side. It's pretty large. I'm 5'7", but I have a pretty short torso. Additionally, the bag came with a crossbody strap as well, but this is not it. So when I got it, it was more of a duffel bag type strap. Just a really basic one, and I felt like the bag looked so nice and with this like nice croc styling and like texture. I wanted to have a strap that I felt also just complemented the bag. So I decided to upgrade to this strap, which has really pretty gold hardware and a really nice black and white snake texture from Amazon. And what I actually ended up doing is I ended up getting just like some Cricut tools. You could use scissors and knives, anything really sharp that can poke holes. And then I just poked additional holes and I kind of measured it up against my body to see how long I would want it to be and where I would really want it to hit. Because for some reason the strap came really long. Like as you can see, I have it strapped around the shortest hole that I made, and this is how much it overlaps its own little clips. But I'll show you guys where it falls on my waist. And like I said, I'm 5'7". I have a short torso. I have like the torso of like a 5'2" person, maybe a 5' person. Just to show you where it hits on my waist. Here's my hip bone. I think it was about 20 bucks on Amazon. I'll link it for you guys. I feel like this is a really cute strap that could accompany any other tote or duffel bag that you get. But I got it for this one and I'm obsessed. I've gotten so many compliments. This bag, I believe, was on sale for around $100, maybe a little bit more, but it's sold at a variety of places. So Nordstrom, Revolve, and then also the BEIS website has it, and I believe if you sign up on their website you can get like 15% off. They also have a really beautiful one that's like a beige or off-white, really beautiful textures, especially if you like all of that, like, I don't know what the term is, but the like kind of like anthro, stucco, bohemian vibe, like would fit perfectly. I kind of want to get one in both colors, but the way finances are set up right now, not a good spending decision. But let's go into the exterior of the bag. On this side, you have a zipper pocket. And it's really nice. I typically keep my MacBook charger in here whenever I'm using it as a work bag. It goes out pretty wide. And then on the other side, there is an open pocket, which is pretty similar, about the same size. This one, it would probably be better to put a water bottle in, and then you could secure things that you don't want falling out on this side. So like, for instance, if I have a drink, like my water bottle can go on this side, and then whenever I have my MacBook charger, it can go over here. When I'm traveling, I like to put all of my things that I need to be really accessible and quick and easy to reach on the side with the zipper. Actually, I like to put like headphones, hand sanitizer, Lysol wipes, all of that kind of stuff on the side with the zippered pocket, and it's really convenient. Also, I will say, when you're traveling with this bag, it doesn't fit under most airport seats like this, because the issue with it is that it's too tall, and so it won't just like slide in. And then additionally, if you're someone like me that likes to sit in the aisle row, what I've noticed with the aisle seat in a lot of flights, especially with Southwest flights, is that it's a lot more narrow. So when you put this underneath that seat, especially in the aisle seat, you don't have anywhere to put your legs. Like you do directly in front of you, but you're not going to be able to put your legs underneath the seat in front of you whatsoever. So if you don't have long legs, you should be fine. If you're like me, you'll make it work. But if it's an extended flight, just be forewarned. And I'm someone that, like I said, I have a torso. I'm a very short person, so my legs make up for all of that for my height. So I have the legs of a 6-foot person. The length of my legs are typical of that of a 6-foot person. So just letting you know, wanted to warn you. You can also, of course, put this up in, you know, the carry-on area. It totally fits in the baggage bins, so you're set there. But when I'm traveling, I typically don't want to put it up in the baggage bins because I want to keep an eye on it if I have my laptop in there or any other valuables. So I just kind of deal with the lack of space. But I love that it has all of those exterior pockets. Then in the back, this is one of the things that really sold me on it. I've had an Adidas duffel bag that I loved using as carry-on, and I could actually stick my laptop in there too, even though it didn't have a dedicated laptop pocket. But something that I hated about that bag is with my suitcase, I would always put it on top and it would just like slide all around. I took it to Europe, and especially in London, I had to walk a lot from like the train to, or the, you know, the tube to where I was staying. And when I had my suitcase and like my bag on top, sometimes when I was going quickly, the bag would fall off of the top of the suitcase and it would just be hanging on by its like straps because it didn't have an actual luggage pass through. So this one has one, which I love. And so you can literally just stick this on top of your luggage. I honestly try to recommend people do this before this bag is completely packed, because when your bag is fully stuffed to the brim, it is a little bit more difficult to get it on top of your luggage, but it's still possible. It's just easier when it's not like stuffed to the max. So if you're not stuffing it to the max, you're fine. And if it is stuffed to the max, you can still do it. It's just gonna be a little bit more tricky. But yeah, it has this pass-through pocket, which I love. But also, when you zip this bottom component right there, it actually turns into just like a straight up pocket, and then you can unzip it, and then that's when you can use it to pass through your luggage. So I love that component. And then it also has the zipper here. So if you have anything, like if you just carry your passport without a cover, I feel like with a cover it might be a little tough to put it in the zipper, but pens, any additional cards, business cards, I stick all kinds of like little cards in here, and it's really convenient. If you meet somebody on the plane and you want to take their info, you have a little notepad in there, whatever. And then we'll go to the inside. So inside of this bag, I actually had another item I wanted to show you guys and review for y'all, which is this Habe makeup organizer, which I might do that in this video too. I might do it a little later. We'll see on how long this video takes. But back to the bag. So on the inside of the bag, it's beautiful as well. So one thing that I want to point out to you guys is there's this detachable bag. Sorry, it's a little crusty and dusty because I did just take a trip. It's really cute. If you have a 13-inch MacBook, I'm pretty positive it would fit in here. It has 2 additional little button closures, or are they called clasp? Little button closures And then it says BEIS, which is the name of the brand. And it's just a really cute document holder. So, I mean, if you do have travel documents, if you are at a meeting and you just want to stick your little papers or little folders that you have into that, it's great. And then one thing I love about this too is these little clasps that I just snapped. There's actually button closures inside as well. So it can stick up to the inside of your bag just straight. And it's really nice because if you do have anything that you don't want to be bent, the fact that it has that additional security to be just aligned flat, the bag itself is really convenient. And then I'll just walk you guys to the inside. When you get inside the bag, first thing I want to note is this Velcro closure for the laptop sleeve. So it has a full 15-inch laptop sleeve. If you have one that's bigger, which I don't know if they make laptops that are bigger than 15 inches, but it might fit, but definitely fits a 15-inch. I wouldn't say it would fit more than like a 17-inch. I don't even know about a 17-inch, but definitely 15-inch, which is great for people like me and photographers and anybody that has large laptops, maybe just people that like big clunky things. And right next to that, there's a few additional pockets. So there's 2 additional pockets and then 2 pen holders. So let's see if you can see that. Here are the 2 pen holders and then 2 additional pockets here. Sometimes I'll put glasses in one pocket. I'll put a couple pens or a pen and a highlighter. And then I like putting in my little screen or like glasses cleaning cloths. And then also my mouse is typically in here as well. So I might have like glasses cleaning cloth, blue light glasses, and then my mouse for my laptop, and then a pen and an additional like highlighter. On the flip side of the bag, there's another pocket, but this one has a zip closure, which I love. It's a pretty large pocket. I would say the pocket is probably about half of this size. So it's about this big. Let's line those up to make sure that that's an accurate estimate. It really is about that big. So the internal pocket is about this big, which is a pretty good size. I always stick makeup inside of there. I'll put any other knickknacks in there that I want to be able to access quickly. I'll put my lotions. I'll just put other things, like if I didn't put my headphones on the side, or if I'm carrying like my larger Bose over the ear headphones, I'll stick them in there. And that's pretty much the internal situation of the bag. There's additionally also this little clasp that's for your keys. So if you're someone that just wants to be able to access those really quickly too, you can put them there, and then you'll always know that you can just pull them out from the side of your bag. So that's pretty much it to this bag. It has great functionality. I really love that I'm able to convert this from a bag that I can just carry for work to a bag that I can use as a carry-on when I'm traveling. I will say that the bag definitely does get a little heavy. When I was taking it around the city and I had all these things stuffed in it, including my laptop and my charger and just everything else that I need through the day, it definitely does get a little heavy, even with like the additional strap. I can't say that with the original strap it gets heavy because I never even used that, so I'm not sure. I might distribute the weight a little bit better. But given that I have only used it this way and probably only will for aesthetic purposes, it does get a little bit heavy, but in and of itself, it's not that heavy. It's a pretty good size considering what it is. And then it also has these little feet at the bottom, which I think is great for just allowing it to stand on its own and just kind of keep it structured. It's a really well-structured bag. It definitely does, like as you can see, it definitely does have a little bit going on, but I would say I've had this bag since probably November, but I've carried it all over the place. I've traveled with it, and I think just a testament to the durability of this bag is that I traveled with this bag in New York City for multiple days, lugging it around. I also took it from the airport onto the subway, onto buses with my luggage, and like up flights of stairs, and then did it all again leaving because I was trying to save a buck and not take Ubers because they're so expensive. We can do a video on that if you guys want to talk traveling to New York and like little tips on like living and experiencing New York. We can do that too, but the fact that I can talk about how well this bag held up, and even though it does have a few little bends and like awkward little things happening right now, this bag is truly a trooper. And I think that for the price, it's really worth the investment because it's really a 2-for-1 and it just really does well. So I give it 2 thumbs up. I definitely suggest that you buy it. I wish I had some sort of promo influencer code. If I find a code, I'll definitely put it here, but not sponsored. Just love this base bag, and then also really love this Amazon strap that I found to go with it. And so all in all, I know I didn't spend more than like $150 on like both of these things, and I just feel like they're the perfect accompaniment. Now, moving on to this Habe organizer. So, in all fairness, I did not use this organizer the last time that I traveled, which was to New York a few weeks ago. And that is because I had so much stuff that I was trying to take for like a 6-day trip in a carry-on luggage. Obviously, I also had my base work tote bag, but it was a lot in a carry-on luggage. It was still freezing out there. It wasn't technically freezing, but it was like, no, it was some days. Yeah, I got into like the 20s one of the days that I was there. So just thinking about the layers, and I was also trying to look professional, and I had blazers and just all the things that I was trying to carry. It didn't really make sense for me to take this bag just because when this is filled, it does expand quite a bit, as you can see. And it does fit into my base bag, but with just all of the other things that I was trying to stuff into the bag, it just didn't make sense for me to do that. And I ended up splitting my toiletries and makeup into 2 separate bags, as I've been doing. But I specifically bought this bag so I wouldn't have to do that any longer. So I want to show you guys why I bought it and how cool it is, even though I haven't technically used it. I almost used it. I had completely filled it, and then when I was trying to stuff everything into my base bag and then my suitcase, I was like, this just ain't gonna work, boo-boo. So first things first, when you open up the front portion of this bag, it has 2 components. So there's this one part, which is this mesh zipper section, which is really great. You can put in any, what are they called? Palettes. Oh my gosh. You can put in any makeup palettes that you have here. I have like varying sizes of makeup palettes, so I love being able to like stuff them in here. And like I said, I've never used this, but I've played with it multiple times, and all of my sizes fit in here, and that's why it might look a little dirty too. All of my different sizes of makeup palettes fit in here. And then this side is great because it has a ton of different pockets for your brushes and like maybe lip glosses and eyebrow products and mascaras and whatever else you have. So there's a ton of different pockets there. And the mesh side over here. And typically I have a different bag. So I typically put my brushes and most of my palettes in one bag that I have. And then the other bag, I always put all my toiletries and all my makeup in it. And so I just love that this was like a one-stop shop. Then when you open up the larger component, there's so much going on, you guys. So this bag is meant to be one that unfolds and then you can hang it up from your door when you're traveling. It has this little pocket here. You can put in like tampons or Q-tips or whatever you need to put in here. Pads or just things that can lay pretty flat. Maybe even some of smaller palettes. Then here you have your first main section. There's no real additional divisions or like dividers in this one. It's just like a big open section. And then you also have this one. And I kind of like that. I don't know if I like it, but I think it's interesting that they're both this way. They're both with the zipper at the top. And I guess it's because of the idea of you hanging it up, so everything kind of needs to be oriented in one direction, which in this sense is like the portrait direction. But I'm used to having one where you open it and then this side zips and then it zips over here to open as well. So it's just kind of interesting thinking about it when you're putting in your products, like the direction in which you put in your products, if that's the direction you want to pull them out. So like, for instance, if this was closed, my lotion would be standing up here, and then I'd put my lotion upside down here. It wouldn't be upside down. You put it in right side up, but when you flip it, it'd be upside down. So just things to think about. And then with this bottom section, there's one additional little pocket here, and this one actually is cool because it detaches. You can unzip it. To be honest, it is a little difficult to zip it back on once you've taken it off. But I like that you have that functionality, and you can also take it out and just make this entire thing just a little less bulky if you take that out. So all of that being said, I'm kind of glad that I'm combining these because this is a pretty quick review. There's not as many elements to this one, but I like that it's black with the gold hardware, which is obviously kind of my thing. I obviously like this kind of like black color scheme, even though my suitcase is very pink. This is the Habe organizer. I'll definitely provide the link as well. I can't remember the exact name, but it's like the makeup toiletry kit. I got it off of Amazon. I believe it was about $27, something around there, but I love that it can fit so much. But if you're someone like me that packs a lot, definitely anticipate to give this quite a bit of room. So this would probably take up like a quarter of the space in my suitcase itself, or half of the space in my carry-on. At least half of the space in my carry-on, maybe a little bit more than half of my space in my base carry-on bag. So, and then like I said, a quarter of the space in my carry-on suitcase. So, all of that being said, I do think it's really great. I feel like it's really nice if you just want to have one spot, and then even that additional like little toiletry bag that you can take out. I like that. You could even leave that empty, and then if you ever needed to just take that little pouch with you whenever you're going, say on a dinner date or just like having a day away whenever you're traveling, how convenient that you have everything that you need right here, and you can just like utilize that and slip it into whatever bag you're taking with you. So yep, this is the Habe organizer, and then this is, again, the BEIS work tote. And I would definitely give both 2 thumbs up. I like them both a lot. If you guys have any other questions for me, let me know. The background and like setup will definitely change in other videos, but I just wanted to like get out here and do the damn thing and stop like thinking and analyzing and worrying about it so much. Like my curtains are in the washing machine. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. This is the backdrop. I pulled my little plant over here. I pulled my little suitcase over here. It's like we got a little bit of something going on. A little bit to distract the eyes, or maybe we shouldn't distract the eyes. Maybe we just need a white background. I don't know. I like a little something going on. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, any thoughts, anything else you want to see from me, or any other tips like I was talking about in terms of traveling to New York. I haven't lived in New York in a really long time, so I don't know if I'd have the best tips for living in New York, but I definitely do know a little something, so I could provide info on that. And other than that, see you guys next time. Bye.